This conference will now be recorded.
Today my topic of presentation is heart borders. Heart borders. Coming to the anatomy of the heart, in this picture, it is showing the heart position relative to the rib cage, and it is placed obliquely behind the body of the sternum. That is from second to sixth costal cartilage and in front of a fifth to eighth thoracic vertebra. Thoracic vertebra which are present posteriorly. One third of the heart lies to the right of median plane and two-third to the left, as shown in the figure. This is the base of the heart, which is superiorly placed, and the apex of the heart inferiorly towards the diaphragm. This is the video of the chest X-ray. Here, and the heart in this picture, you can see that heart lies in the anterior mediastinum, immediately posterior to the sternum, and closely related to the central position of the diaphragm. Lies within the fibrous pericardium, which is lined by two serous layers. That they are parietal pericardium, which is lining the fibrous pericardium, and the visceral pericardium over the surface of the heart itself. Here you can see this in this picture. The right lung and left lung. This is the mediastinum, and in the mediastinum the heart is placed anteriorly, and it is immediately posterior to the sternum. Here you can see the superior vena cava, aorta. This is the parietal pleura, pulmonary trunk. This is the parietal pericardium, and this is the visceral pericardium, which is lining the heart. How to look at borders on the posterior anterior film, PA film, that is PA film. In this, the right border of heart is formed by the superior SVC, that is superior vena cava, the right atrium, the small part of inferior vena cava. So right border of the heart is formed by three structures: superior vena cava, right atrium, small part of inferior vena cava. Left heart border is formed by aortic knuckle, the pulmonary bed, the auricle of the left atrium, and the left ventricle. This is a PA film of the chest radiograph showing the right and left heart borders. This is cardiac silhouette. You can see the right heart border is formed by the superior vena cava, right atrium, and a small part of inferior vena cava, and left border is formed by the aortic knuckle, pulmonary trunk, left atrial appendage, and the left ventricle. And these are the costophrenic angles. How to look at the heart borders on the lateral film. On the lateral film, this is the lateral left lateral view of the chest radiograph. In this, you can see anterior border is formed by the pulmonary artery and right ventricle, and posteriorly you can see in this lateral position you can see posterior border is formed by the left ventricle and left atrium. So in this you can see clearly the anteriorly the structures which are forming this cardiac silhouette are right ventricle, and posteriorly by the left ventricle and left atrium. Next, coming to the size of the heart. The size of the heart on the chest radiograph is assessed by the cardiothoracic ratio, that is CT ratio. And how we can measure the CT ratio are here. We have to centrally we have to draw a line, and towards right till the right cardiac border you have to draw one line, that is A, and from center to left apex of the heart that is the line. You have to draw one line, that is B, and you have to add these two lines, A plus B. So that the transverse cardiac measurement as the horizontal distance of the most lateral aspects of left and right margins of the heart, that is A and B, A plus B. The internal thoracic diameter of the thoracic cavity from the medial border of the ribs at the level of hemidiaphragm. Have to draw a line in the internal thoracic diameter. Have to draw a line from internal aspect of the ribs from this end to this end, from the right to left, and this is the line C. So after measuring these lines, the thoracic cardiothoracic ratio, we have to know the cardiothoracic ratio by A plus B, by the formula A plus B by C. In normal adults, CT ratio is more than 50% is considered increased, but in infants CT ratio up to 55% is normal, and in neonates CT ratio up to 60% is normal. When it is called cardiomegaly, cardiomegaly is the increase in size of the heart. It is generalized or single cardiac chamber enlargement. In generalized, cardiomegaly is seen in congenital heart diseases, heart failure, pericardial effusion, carditis, valvular heart disease. Whereas in single chamber enlargement of the heart, like right atrium, left ventricular enlargement, we will see in the next following slides. In the right atrial enlargement, the right atrial enlargement, the right heart border becomes more convex and also protrudes to the right away from the midline. The maximum convexity of the right cardiac border more than 3 centimeters beyond right lateral vertebral border suggests right atrial enlargement. In early stages, only right atrial appendage fills the space between front of the heart and back of the sternum. That is in mild to moderate enlargement, not appreciated on plain films, but in severe and chronic cases, right border massively distended towards the right side. The causes of right atrial enlargement are tricuspid stenosis, tricuspid regurgitation, Epstein's anomaly, pulmonary artery hypertension. Coming to the right ventricular enlargement, in the right ventricular enlargement, on chest radiograph, the radiological features which will help to assess the right ventricular enlargement are increase in the cardiothoracic ratio, which we have seen before in the before slides, acute costophrenic cardiophrenic angle. This is the acute cardiophrenic angle showing by the red arrow, and obliteration of the retrosternal spacing laterally that we will see in the next slide. And due to the right ventricular enlargement, the apex of the heart, which should be resting on the diaphragm, it is seen as the displaced laterally. Right ventricular enlargement causes. The causes of right ventricular enlargement are pressure overload due to pulmonary stenosis. Next, second one, volume overload due to atrial septal defect, ventricular septal defect, tricuspid regurgitation, and tetralogy of Fallot. Here you can see the increase in cardiothoracic CT ratio and acute angle between a cardiophrenic angle. Left ventricular enlargement. Left ventricular enlargement radiological features we will see are increase in cardiothoracic ratio, obtuse cardio. Here you will see in the right ventricle you have seen acute cardiophrenic angle, but in left ventricular enlargement you will see obtuse cardiophrenic angle. Apex of the heart is displaced laterally and inferiorly. In the right ventricular enlargement, you have seen that acute CP angle. And apex of the heart is displaced laterally and inferiorly. And the one more sign which will help you in the lateral chest radiograph is the Hoffman regular sign, this is the measurement that is posterior border to IVC to posterior border of heart to assess left ventricular enlargement on the lateral chest radiograph. This is the lateral left lateral view of the chest radiograph. showing a posterior displacement of the posterior inferior border of the heart. This Hoffman Rickler sign is used for this how much this posterior border of the heart is displaced in the left ventricular enlargement. It is measured 2 centimeters above the intersection of the diaphragm and IVC. This sign is positive if posterior border of the heart extends more than 1.8 centimeters from the IVC. This the blue arrow is showing this is the enlargement. If it is more than 1.8 centimeters, then the Hoffman Rickler sign is positive. That indicates there is a left ventricular enlargement. Left ventricular enlargement causes. The causes are volume overload by the aortic regurgitation and mitral regurgitation, and pressure overload by aortic stenosis seen in aortic stenosis, coarctation of aorta, systemic hypertension. Third one is hyperdynamic circulatory states. This is the PAV of chest radiograph showing cardiomegaly with left ventricular pattern of enlargement. Coming to the next one, left atrial enlargement. The radiological features we see on PA chest radiograph are double density side, elevation of the left main bronchus, splaying of carina. The carina, you will see that splaying of carina means there will be increase in angle. The carina means the division of the trachea into left and right main bronchus. This angle which will be increased in left atrial enlargement, and there is an enlargement of left atrial appendage. And this border which we have seen in normal chest radiograph, this left border superiorly, it will get straightened in enlargement of the left atrium. Whereas you can see normally it should be like this. Left superior part of the left border, it should be like this. It should not be straight. It should be curved like this. But in left atrial enlargement, there will be straightening of the left heart border. Here you can see that there is in this chest radiograph you can see the either convex border or straight border in left atrial enlargement. Whereas in right atrial enlargement, there will be shifting of the right atrial margin more towards the right side. Coming to the congenital heart diseases, the congenital heart disease with characteristic radiological pattern are boot-shaped heart is seen in tetralogy of Fallot, which is due to the right ventricular enlargement, and egg on a string appearance on TGA, transposition of great arteries. Next, snowman sign is seen in total anomalous pulmonary venous connection, box-shaped heart seal, and Epstein's anomaly. These are the congenital heart disease in which you can see the following signs on the chest PAV of the chest radiograph. In the following slides, I will show the chest radiographs which are showing the signs. In tetralogy of Fallot, you can see this boot-shaped heart. And the total anomalous pulmonary venous connection, you can see the snowman sign or figure of 8 sign. And in Epstein's anomaly, this PAV of chest radiograph is showing the box-shaped heart. And in transposition of great arteries, in the PAV of chest radiograph, you can see the appearance of the heart as egg on string. This is also referred to as a eggonid site. Refers to the cardio-mediastinal silhouette seen on transposition of the great arteries. The heart appears globular due to an abnormal convexity of the right atrial border and abnormal convexity of the right atrial border and left atrial enlargement, and therefore appears like an egg. So there is a right atrial border more convexity and the left atrial enlargement is seen in transposition of great arteries, so it is seen as egg appearance. The superior mediastinum appears narrow due to this superior mediastinum appears narrow due to stress-induced thymic atrophy and hyperinflated lungs, which gives the picture of an egg suspended by a string on a chest radiograph. Chest radiograph, hence the name egg on a string appearance. Next, coming to the pericardial effusion. In pericardial effusion, the shape of the cardiac silhouette on PA view of the chest radiograph, you will see that the cardiac silhouette on an erect frontal chest X-ray in patients who have a very large pericardial effusion. In very large pericardial effusions, it resembles an old-fashioned water bottle on a bench sign. You can see this in this picture. It's depicting the heart as a water bottle sign on a bench. It's a water bottle configuration which is seen on the PA with the chest radiograph of the heart, which indicates that it is a moderate to severe pericardial effusion. And one more sign which can depict this pericardial effusion is Oreo cookie sign. Here you can see this opacity that is the pericardial effusion between the lucency of the fat posterior to the sternum and the pericardial fat, like an Oreo cookie. This is the Oreo cookie sign, which indicates that there is a pericardial effusion. Thank you. Is there any doubts? Is that clear?
Yes, sir.
If there are any doubts, you can ask. You have to wait till 10:30, or we can leave.
We can leave, sir.
Okay. Did my presentation? Did you see my presentation? Did you see my presentation clearly?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay.
Sir,
Yeah.
sir, share this
Huh.
PPT with us.
Pardon?
Sir, can you share this PPT with us, sir?
Yeah.
Okay, sir. Thank you, sir.
How can I share?
Sir, the AVD people can share, sir. Audiovisual people.
Okay. Actually, this is saved in the system.
Yes, sir.
Hello. Can I share PPT through this online, or how? If you want
Sir,
this PPT, actually it is this PPT is available in this system, where I'm taking this class. It is
yes,
there in this SPM demo 2 room.
yes, sir. They will send, sir. Audiovisual people can send to us, sir.
1 second, I will call them. I'll just ask them how to share.